Hi, y'all, and welcome to Monday Night's Treasure Vortex with Gypsy from YouTube's Zero Discrimination, as well as GypsyDigs.com, and myself, Amanda Digger Degaz. Special guests tonight, we have Thomas Barnes and Matt Jones from Digstock Events. So it should be a good show. Hey, Gypsy, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. Doing great. How about yourself?
I am doing
well. How was your
well.
Monday so far?
It's been a
Work?
Monday. Yeah, work. It's been a day. It's been a month, but I just keep telling myself get lots of work done this week, and I have vacation next week, so it should be good.
Oh, sweet.
Should be good. Now I think you got out in this last week, didn't you?
I did. I actually just got out for a little while yesterday, in fact, with a new friend that I met through an off-road group here, moving to a different area, trying to meet new people. And she's been listening to the podcast, found out that she has 2 metal detectors, happens to have a Garrett metal detector, so proud of her. Anyway, I don't know if she's in chat yet, but we went for a brief while yesterday. I'm actually working on building my new relic room, so I worked a little bit on it and then left with her, and we went exploring. She does a lot of geocaching, so
Nice.
We went to this place where she was looking for a geocache and discovered an old abandoned cemetery.
Sweet.
And, yep, Shauna, she's in chat. So, anyway, this old cemetery still had a bunch of the headstones. We were able to set some up that had fallen down, and it was just really fun to explore, so I videoed it. And then, after that, we ended up going to 2 more cemeteries. So we ended up not doing any metal detecting yesterday, just mainly exploring the first potential area where she had discovered this cemetery. It could be potentially that the area around the cemetery, that there could have been an old church or an old home. We're not sure.
Mm-hmm.
We really didn't see very many signs, but it's definitely worth coming back in the fall. And, after some of the stuff is, the brush has kind of died down right now. It's a jungle, and the briars were really bad. She wore shorts. I always wear jeans and I had my snake boots on, because even though it was burning up, I do that because just going through, I know how these East Texas woods are. They're just full of briars and every kind of thing imaginable. So it was fun getting to explore, but I discovered something new that I didn't know. I'd never seen at one of these cemeteries, which she posted some photos, I think, and tagged me, but I've got video of it as well. I'd never seen these. There's these iron Victorian, really fancy covers that go on top of these graves that are like, it's what did we call them, Shauna?
Like a decorative covering?
Yeah, it's like a decorative covering that they made in the Victorian ages, and they were just beautiful. I had never seen them, and I've been to cemeteries all over, for many years. I've always been fascinated because there's just so much history there, and it can always connect you to the history in the area when you're researching and stuff like that. So it was just really fascinating to me, and then learn something new. So I'll have a little video on that. I'm not sure if I'm going to post it on the YouTube channel yet. I may. But just uploaded a new video today. So if y'all haven't had a chance to go see it yet, last weekend I talked a little bit about it, but I didn't divulge too much information on what we found. But there's a brand new Creek Treasure video and my friend Michelle and I had went and scrounged around and dug around in the creek, and I found some amazing fossils along with some silver coins and all kinds of goodies. So
Yeah, they look like a lot of fun.
It was so much fun. So anyway, y'all check that video out, and hopefully Shauna and I'll get our video out maybe next week, or I'm leaving to go on a cruise. So Monday, actually, I'll be leaving here to go drive to Louisiana. So Amanda and I are going to have to do a pre-recorded show. Well, we're both going, because you're going to be going somewhere too as well, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll be in upstate New York.
Okay, so yeah. So we're going to have to figure out when we can do that. And then I've been working on my relic room too. So you were able to get out as well. What did you find?
I found a whole lot of marbles. I found a mercury dime. Actually, I found the best Boston and Maine railroad button that I have found in a long time. Most of the ones I found before have been cufflink size. This is a full jacket button, and it's in phenomenal shape. So I was pretty excited by that. And I got another newbie treasure hunter. Well, she's done dump digging before, but she's never done mudlarking / dump digging. So I had a friend come out with me on Sunday morning, bright and early, and showed her the mud flats, and she found some really cool bottles and some pretty cool stuff too. And it was a lot of fun. Always having someone else to go is a lot of fun. And it's been a while since anybody's come and visited or gotten to come out, and so that was cool. But yeah, really looking forward to headed out on Saturday. So very excited.
That'll be so much fun.
Very excited. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah,
I'm just torn right now about trying to pack my metal. I've always brought my metal detector on the cruises I've been on. So I've got to talk to my friend and see, because we haven't decided on our excursions yet. So
Gotcha.
Once that's decided, I will know if I'm packing my detector. So.
Yeah. And we have the masters of excursions in the house tonight.
We sure do. I'm excited. Now, for those of you that have listened to a lot of our podcasts in the past, I know that you already probably know Matt Jones of Digstock, but you may not know. Go ahead and bring them all in, Amanda.
All right, everybody give a warm welcome to Thomas Barnes and Matt Jones.
Howdy, howdy. How y'all doing?
Hey.
Doing great. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sounds like y'all been busy finding good stuff.
Trying.
Trying, for sure. We don't have I don't have as old as areas as y'all you do up there, but y'all got a taste of that. I got to hang with Matt and my brain's not working, Thomas, when they came to Texas, and we did a little airhead hunting, and that was fun. But then I heard on the way back, Thomas found something really amazing when one of y'all stopped. I saw a picture of that.
Yeah. What I want to know, Gypsy, when you're out there wandering around in the Texas bayou, however you want to say it, did you see any chupacabras out there?
I haven't, but my son and my father claim that they have. So I heard some strange noises, though, that really creeped me out. I will say that. So I don't know. They're supposed to be out here.
You keep them down there. I don't want them up here.
Y'all got the Sam Squinches out there where you're at, Amanda.
Yeah, actually, there was a supposedly family spotted of, Bigfoots, Sasquatches, a couple towns over. So Yeah. Yep. Oh my.
Yeah, what what Gypsy was talking about. Yeah, me and Matt were on the way back from Texas, and so of course that's a pretty good long ride. I think we did like 24 hours or so. And anyway, on the way back, we came back a different way, and we went through Tennessee. And we kept seeing some nice creeks, and both of us sitting there. I was looking out the window, and I'm constantly thinking, man, there's some nice looking rock over there. And I'm a rock hound too, so I love rock. Plus, I like to pick it up for flint knapping and stuff, so making arrowheads. So I'm looking over there, and it's like really nice, and I'm like, man, we need to stretch our legs, don't we? So we pull over off the road. We get down and start walking around. He's walking one way down the creek, and I'm walking the other way, and I'm picking up material that's like perfect for flint knapping. And then he comes back, and I was like, you didn't see anything? And he's like, no, I didn't really see nothing. I said, well, I'm going to walk around over that side and look. I get over there, and I haven't walked probably nowhere. I see his foot tracks, and I walk, and I look down, and I can see the edge of a blade right there. And I'm like, I said, how did you miss this? I was like, you walk right over it, and I pick it up. And, yeah, of course, I'm jumping all around when I show it to him because I couldn't believe he just walked over it.
That is too funny. Well, it was gorgeous. I saw a beautiful photo of that. Oh, man. I was so jealous.
You weren't the only one.
I did.
Yeah, it was a lot nicer than it was when we actually got to Texas.
Right.
So
you found it way better than what you found in Texas. But so I know that a lot of you probably already know Matt fairly well, but Matt, if you don't mind, introduce yourself a little and tell them where you live and a little bit about yourself and how you kind of got into metal detecting and treasure hunting.
Sure. So I live in Eastern North Carolina. I've lived here pretty much my whole life. I've never really moved outside of North Carolina. I've traveled outside of North Carolina quite a bit. But I got started detecting in the early 90s. I don't know, 92 or 3, something like that. I started out with a Nautilus DMC2, I think is what I started with. Then I moved up to a Tesoro Cibola, I think is what it was. And I had it actually modded through a little forum. There used to be forums, all over the place, like My Treasure Spot and TreasureNet before Facebook became real big. And I got it modded to where it would, punch deeper and been a relic hunter pretty much ever since then. I got into fossils years ago and looking arrowheads and digging bottle dumps, and here in about the past 3 years, I recently got into scuba diving, which opened up a whole nother world of treasure adventure. I mean, you would not believe what's laying on the bottom of some of these rivers and creeks and these deep holes that, people can't get to without a scuba tank. I mean, there's just bottles and signs and relics and cannonballs and buckets of gold coins, even though I haven't found any yet. It's a whole nother world. And, I wouldn't trade what I do for anything else.
That's awesome. It's so good to hear all that again, Matt. For those of you that don't know Matt, he is also one of the founders of Digstock, which we'll be talking more about that very soon. But before we do, let's go ahead and let Thomas tell us a little bit about himself and how he got into treasure hunting and metal detecting and all that good stuff.
yeah, so basically kind of the same area here in North Carolina, eastern part. Grew up started off, I guess, maybe looking artifacts as far as Indian, arrowheads and stuff like that. From the time I was probably knee high to a grasshopper when I could walk and look, a lot of surface finds and stuff like that. So I was always fascinated with Native American stuff. Pretty big avid hunter, fisherman, did a lot of that. All that stuff, like I said, I would look deer sheds, pretty much anything that I could find was always exciting to me. It was a treasure. It didn't have to necessarily be, a gold coin or a silver coin or, something like that. Just finding certain things in nature was always exciting to me. So besides that, I do, of course, done a lot of fossil hunting. I've done a lot of gold prospecting. Then that was kind of my big thing as far as getting into metal detecting. I actually did a lot as far as gold. Spent over about a month in Alaska, traveled all over, did a lot of stuff there. Pretty much gold mining, prospecting about every way you can think of, and really saw some really nice stuff in Nome. So I've done that. Same as Matt, kind of got into the scuba diving just a little bit after he got certified. But when I was younger and stuff in years, I always did a lot of free diving. I would spearfish and stuff in the ocean, but I never actually scuba dived, with tanks and stuff. So like you said, that's opened up a whole nother another hobby. So we got plenty of hobbies. So not any one thing. I enjoy doing them all. So it's if it ain't artifacts, it's relics, and bottle hunting, same thing. It's just there's so much to find, especially here in North Carolina where we're at. We have everything from relics to artifacts to fossils to gold. I mean, we've pretty much got it all.
Yeah, and you were talking about the airhead and stuff you found earlier. Tell them a little bit more about what you make with the napping and the knives and stuff.
Yeah, so like I said, since I was always fascinated with things, I'd pick them up, and just the fact of picking up an artifact, or an airhead, and thinking, I'm the first person that's picked that up since an ancestor or Native American, shot it and it fell to the ground, or, hit its target and was left there. So that, always kind of just piqued my interest of how they made that stuff. And that started a journey I did a lot of studying researches on the Tuscarora Indians that were native in my area, and learned a lot about them. And then that allowed me to meet up with different people, some from reservations, stuff like that, some in a Cherokee. And then I had mentors that taught me as far as flint napping and stuff, and started doing primitive skills, doing a lot of the same stuff, making stone points. So flint napping, a lot of people, they call it that. It kind of originated probably back around before the early 1800s. And when the term flint napping really kind of came from some of the old timers, they actually made flints for the flintlock rifles. So that's kind of where it came from. Before that, it was basically just beating rocks together. But it's some people call it lithics, but it's just a reduction process of taking a stone and hitting it with another and reducing that material down to make a stone tool, whether it's a blade, a spear point, knife, drill, arrowhead. There's just so many different things you can do with that. So it's kind of something I do in my downtime. I enjoy doing it, so I do that. I make some knives on the side and do things. Usually I always try to put one up for a raffle at all of our events. So you'll usually see a couple knives at every event that we have.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and my favorite ones are the ones you do with the old glass, too. Those are my favorites.
Yep, do some with glass, different colors, obsidian, do a lot of stuff with obsidian. So, yeah.
That's so
cool. That is awesome.
Yeah. I love watching that stuff, too. Do you film yourself at all when you're napping?
No. That's fun. No. Well, I have done some. I'm terrible for filming stuff and just not putting it out.
Gotcha.
Matt will attest to that. I probably got how many years of footage I have gotten. I just don't put the stuff together and put it out. I've been trying to work on it. I got a little stuff I've put out here and there, but you get caught up in the moment sometimes, and they're just not filming it. So, but yeah, I'll take like I said, you can find an old bottle, and it can be the broken bottom of a green Mountain Dew bottle, and I'll take the bottom part of the glass and make an arrowhead out of it, and just, you can take and repurpose something, make something else out of it.
Right. So beautiful. I love that. All right. What's our next question, Amanda?
So, seeing that we haven't had Tom on before, I got to do not from Digstock Events, but what has been, or even in that creek bed when you were talking about possibly, I guess, metal detecting, what has been your favorite find to date?
my favorite one that probably kind of means the most to me with the background is when I was in Nome. I was up in Alaska in Nome, and I had the opportunity to metal detect for gold nuggets, and the nuggets there came off of Wyatt Earp's gold claim, and I was able to find some of that, and that was pretty neat to me, just because of the history and the background, and I don't know, for people listening, if they've never been there, that's just a cool place to go. Only place I've ever been where I could look and see the mountain range and see the ocean, the Bering Sea at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah, around here, as far as here, I found silver Spanish real. That's been pretty. That was a pretty good one. That was a pretty good story there. Matt can tell you that one because he got a kick out of it because, like I said, I wasn't doing a whole lot of relics to start with. It was more other things. So I was, kind of getting used to learning the detector and the sounds and looking at stuff. So, I get this sound and I call him over there and I'm about to chunk this thing off because I think it's a piece of metal. But I'll let Matt tell you about that one.
Yeah, he hadn't been in it. He had been, gold prospecting for years, but he hadn't really been into the relics, hardcore until, him and I hooked up, and we were testing a site, and he was around this electric fence, and I think I had dug like a couple of Indian head pennies and a silver coin or two, and he said, "I got something. I don't know what it is. I think it's an electrical knockout, because it was folded in half and it was silver." And so I walk over there and I'm like, "Let me see it." And I look at it, and it was his first 2 real. It's clear as day. 2 real folder. Now he was getting ready to chunk it, in his junk pouch and throw it in the trash. And that'll always stick in my mind as long as I'll know this man.
Wow.
I don't throw anything away now.
You learned your lesson early. That's so many.
Oh, yeah.
Right? They have a junk pile and stuff, and I've seen so many people, I'm like looking at their junk pile, I'm like, oh my gosh, you know what you've got here? They have no clue what they found. It's so funny.
You guys would be amazed that when it comes time for us, at the end of our, Digstock events, of course we clean up and we try to designate, trash piles and stuff like that. But you would be amazed at the stuff that we've happened to just come across and see that's in there that some people would be tickled deaf to find, and then folks are just throwing it away. We found harmonica reeds, we found coins, buttons. It's crazy.
Oh, I can imagine. I think there was a similar something that happened last time at Digstock. Someone just dug something and left it in the hole. But
the shoulder,
shoulder belt plate.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of, go ahead before we get into finds from Digstock. Go ahead, either one of you. Tell us a little bit more about Digstock Events and what y'all do and where they're at, and especially the upcoming event that's coming up in October.
So Digstock was founded in 20. It was actually founded in 2019, and we were supposed to have our first event in 2019, but then COVID happened, and COVID kind of put the whole world on pause. So we had to postpone until 2020, and we came up with the name Digstock under the name Woodstock. We wanted to bring thousands and thousands of treasure hunters from around the world under one umbrella to come to a historic piece of property and with the chance to dig something that they've never been able to dig before. And so we made our dream basically a reality. We try to hold events all over the East Coast. We would like to venture out into the middle of the state and the West Coast. We do have perspectives in Texas. I don't know when that'll happen, but we do have perspectives there as well as Wyoming and Montana. Our next event coming up is going to be October 28th through 30th of this year. We were selling 275 tickets to that event. We actually only have 9 left as of right now. So once they're gone, they're gone. They're sold out. We can't sell any more because we will never put more people on a property than what we think relics are in the ground for people to find. And, that has to do with relics and acreage and everything else. Now, we have another event that's coming up in March of next year here in North Carolina, and it's going to be on almost 8,000 acres of land. It's the biggest property that Digstock has ever secured. It will have the most people on it that we have ever had. We are selling 750 tickets to that event. Now, that event will be a little different than any other event we've ever had. Most of the time, our events are, you come and you have the pre-hunt meeting, you get some raffle tickets to win a prize. Everybody walks home with something, some sort of door prize. We normally do a couple of veterans giveaways, and then you hunt and you go home. Now, the event that's coming up in March, like I say, we'll have 750 tickets available for that event. There are about 700 left now. We've sold about 50 tickets to that event. With the guests and the special guests and the TV stars and all that, there'll be probably close to 1,000 people. That property has over 150 home sites on it from the 1700s to the 1900s. It has multiple historic bridges on it for magnet fishing. It has multiple Native American sites on it. There are 2 open quarries that I have personally walked and looked and found fossils and rocks and geodes and everything else. So it opens up to rock hounds also. There is the possibility of some Civil War skirmishing going on there. There is a record that talks about 2 points that intersect on a certain river. And those 2 points are on this person's land. I mean, granted, it's so much acreage that we tested it, but we could not test all of it, obviously. Now, for the Thursday
revolutionary too,
and there is a possibility of Cornwallis coming through the area too. He did march down the road that the property is on. Whether he stopped there or not, I don't know, but I would assume it's a long road. I would assume he probably did at some point in time. But what makes this event special is Thursday afternoon for the pre-hunt meeting. It will be an all-day pre-hunt meeting. So we'll open the gates early that morning, 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. There'll be live music all day from a local band. We are doing gold panning this year. GPAA and LDMA will be the exclusive sponsors of that event. They will be selling pay dirt from LDMA mines across the country. We'll have cornhole tournaments for cash prizes. We'll have door prizes, bunch of YouTube celebrities there. And then as soon as it turns dark, we're going to do a nighttime seed hunt. We're going to give everybody a glow stick and a pin pointer, let them crawl around their hands and knees in the dark and look for silver. So that should be interesting. There'll be food trucks on site. All the manufacturers will be there set up on site, the actual manufacturers. So Garrett will be there, Mine Lab, First Texas, Note to Macro. We'll have Social House Vodka and Mother Earth Brewery will be on site. Both of them are local breweries here in the area. One makes a local beer and the other one makes a local vodka. So there'll be spirits and beer. So hopefully everybody will have a really, really, really good time.
Man, and so real quick, we had some people asking. It was the March 9th or the 12th?
March 9th through 12th.
Okay. Go ahead, Tom. Sorry.
What I was going to just say is that, on every event from the very beginning, we've always tried to improve, no matter, some things can be little stuff, some things are big things, and we take a lot of input from, all the people that come. And, we take those things and we discuss them and we sit down and, vote on things and see, what we can do and what we can't do. But, from the beginning, we want this thing to be something for everybody, because that's what each one of us brings something different to the table as far as Digstock and being involved. So, we like it for everybody else to come and have, multiple things to be able to walk away and say that, you had a good time. We know everybody, is not going to find the things that somebody else may find. You got new people coming in. You got people that are experienced and been metal detecting for years. But, it's what we're trying to offer is, the whole atmosphere, the experience, everything. So this one right here is going to be really big as far as, like I said, the one coming up in March will be a big one as far as offering a lot of that stuff that we kind of wanted to do. But now we're to the point where we can do that.
Right. Well, okay. So for our listeners that have not ever been to a Digstock event, and I know that there's some that say occasionally, they would love to go, but they can't really afford it. Now, we got a special announcement for everyone tonight. They're going to be giving away a ticket. And here's the thing. You will need to be in chat for this. So stay in chat. Also, this ticket, now, correct me if I'm wrong, if you can't make the October one, you could use it for the one hopefully in March. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
now, I do want to mention somebody's talking about, they asked why Halloween. So our properties, ultimately, we don't really get to pick the date. So when we go and talk to a landowner, we pitch 3 or 4 dates that work for us, and then they give us the dates that they want to have the event. And those are the dates that they can basically guarantee that there's not going to be any crops on the field. There won't be any deer hunters around, time that they're off, that they're not in a conference. So, the dates of our events really boil down to the landowners. We can request a time, but that doesn't always mean we're going to get it. So we have to work around them. And since it's falling on Halloween, we did just release a little flyer. We thought that we would try to make it Halloween themed for the October event. So we are going to do a costume contest for the meet and greet at Digstock. Yep. So, best costume, first, second, third prize. We bought some metal spiders. We're going to hide the spiders in the field. Probably the spiders will be redeemable for a detector. And they'll be buried on the total, 4,700 acres that's there. So, it's anybody's chance to be able to dig one. We know there's going to be some kids that are going to be there, so we're going to do a little pumpkin ring toss for kids. Basically toss a glow stick onto a pumpkin stem for prizes. We'll do trick-or-treat goodie bags, and then we're going to do, guess how many candy corns are in a jar for a free ticket to our next event. Person comes closest or guesses the exact number will get a free ticket. So we just want to throw in a little extra, since it is Halloween. People want to bring their kids out for trick-or-treating. We'll have a giant bowl of candy, so we'll try to make it as family-friendly as possible.
Well, that sounds like a blast. I mean, what a great way to spend Halloween, I think. Get to dress up, too. So if there's any more questions about the event coming up, go ahead and drop them in chat. When do y'all want to give away this ticket?
I did get a question, if we can hold off on that for a second.
Sure.
So for the North Carolina, what would be the best if somebody was going to fly in? Like, where would be?
So Raleigh-Durham Airport, that's the biggest international airport closest to us. Raleigh is about an hour away. And they accept, there's huge airliners that land there. So Raleigh would be the best airport to fly into. It's called RDU.
RDU. Fantastic.
Yep.
And I know you'll probably get questions later on about what would be the closest to start booking hotels and stuff in that area, but I know it's a ways away. So.
Well, and so for that, we have a frequently asked questions page on our site.
All right.
It's the top 15 or 20 most asked questions. Where can I stay? Where can I eat? All of that is on our website. So for every event, we always list a list of hotels that are closest to the event. We always list places that you can eat, things that you can see. So if you're bringing your wife or your boyfriend or your cousin that don't metal detect and they want to go do something, there's a list of things that they can do if they don't want to metal detect. So we try to take all of the guesswork out of our events and list it all on our page. Before we give away the ticket, there is some news that we want to talk about. So as Thomas said earlier, we take into consideration things that everyone says. And we have, our company is founded on family, basically. We don't, not one of us comes up with a decision. It's a group decision. We all four have to vote on it before anything can be put into motion. And a lot of people for our first event that we had got a veterans discount. And we kind of shied away from the veterans discount and started doing a veterans giveaway. But since we know times are tough and inflation has gone up and everything, for our March event and moving forward from here forever, as far as I can see, any event that is 500 people or more, we will offer a discount. If you are a vet, EMS, first responder, a police officer, if you will give us some sort of identification showing that you are such, we are going to give you a discount to an event of 500 or more. Now, that won't apply to an event that's 500 or less. So our event in October, that's only $275. Ticket price is $215. That's it. It's not any cheaper. It's not any more. Our current price of our March event is $235. Now, we talked about it, and we think that we are going to drop that ticket price since we're giving a discount to vets. We wanted to make it fair across the board. So we're going to drop the ticket price for the North Carolina event to $215, and that will be released Wednesday of this week, hopefully. With that ticket drop price, if you are a vet, fire, EMS, first responder, active duty, retired, if you send us some sort of identification to my email address or our email address, info@digstockevents.com, we'll give you a ticket for $195. And that will be, for the duration of that event and any other event that we have of 500 or more. Now, if you've already bought a ticket and you're one of those, once you send me your information, we will refund you the difference. That is the big news that we want to tell everybody. It hasn't been released. We did put a teaser out on Digstock that we were coming with some news. That is the news. Part of it is.
That's fantastic.
Well, yeah, and just to kind of go off of that too, just a little teaser for everybody that is listening. So going back to what Matt was saying about the events that are, I guess basically $4.99 and less as far as people, we will be implementing the rewards program. So get ready for that to be coming. I think that's going to be something people are going to be excited about. So you will have benefit in multiple ways when we release this. It's took us probably 2 events to try to get everything worked out and come up with what we wanted to offer. So it would be a tier type rewards. So like I think I mentioned it maybe on our last event. I told everybody, we look at, everybody, that comes to our events and continues to come, they're investing in us. So since you're going to do that, we're going to turn around and invest into you guys too, because we appreciate, the people coming. So this is going to be something that will be coming up pretty soon after all this other stuff goes through.
It's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah.
And here I thought just the interactive map with the Google last October was like just blown out of the water. You guys just keep coming up with new and better and awesome. So
always improving.
It's great. It's great. It really is. It makes us detectors feel like, you do listen and like it's awesome. It's great. It's awesome.
So let's give away a ticket.
All right.
Okay,
so yeah, you want to, I was going to say, everyone in chat, if you want to be part of this giveaway, please put your name in so I know who actually wants to take part and who might not want to, and I can check off the names and get numbers. Starting now, if that's okay. And then,
So
yeah, you go ahead and explain it.
Let's just type in Digstock. That way we know you want to be in the Digstock drawing.
That works.
But yeah, your name as well, if you don't mind. Digstock and your name. And do I need to write these, or are you writing them? Or
nope. Yep.
What
I've got them. I just need to make sure because I wanted to make sure they were still in chat from all the names I wrote down. Yeah.
If you've already got a ticket, if you already purchased a ticket, like the girl said, then this free ticket will be good for the next event. So if you've already bought a ticket for October, then you can use it to March. If you bought one for March, you can use it for October. If you've already bought one for October and March, then we'll just roll you over to our next event that pops up, wherever it may be.
That is awesome. So this is really generous of y'all. We appreciate you doing this on our podcast. We're so glad y'all are here. And yes, Emily, you definitely can enter.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all go ahead and make sure and to drop that comment with your name in there. Here's the thing: if you like he said, if you win and you've already got a ticket for October, you can roll that over to March or maybe in a future upcoming event. So make sure you drop your name and Digstock in the comments so we know you. How many people we have so far, Amanda?
23, but I'm still going.
Okay. While you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and pull up random. Are we doing numbers by their name?
I jotted a number down.
Now, you guys that are on the chat, take Amanda and Gypsy's podcast and share it across your social media. Share it on Facebook, share it on your Instagram page. Let everybody know that they're live, and they're only going to be live for about another 20 minutes, and then we're giving away a ticket to Digstock so we can get more people in here in this chat room.
Yeah, that would be great because we can give it away towards the end here. We still got, several more minutes. So also you can go to your Facebook, if you can pop on over there. Amanda shared a link, the live link to our Treasure Vortex on there as well with this particular link. So if you are following me or Amanda or Matt, and I think she probably tagged Thomas and maybe even Pete as well, you should be able to find that link and be able to share that as well.
Now, Amanda, Tim is actually, let's see, what event was it? It might have been the New York event. We brought Tim on as staff.
Okay.
So Tim is actually staff of Digstock.
Thank you, because I was like, I thought he was, but I wasn't sure, and then I'm like, well, maybe it wasn't. Okay, good. Good to know. Good to know. Oh, okay, and then that was the other that I didn't, so we'll get rid of that.
Org number picker up, but we're going to give y'all a few more minutes to share and let people jump in here. While we're giving them a few minutes, was there any other things that y'all can think of, or maybe some of you might have some questions for them about?
I know one other thing. I just sitting there thinking about that's changed from our last event is that we are full line dealers now. So when you come to our events, we will have multiple different types of metal detectors out for people to be able to see and buy. Matt could probably elaborate a little bit more on it.
Yep, we in the past year It might not have been a year. We've recently, like Thomas said, we recently become multi-line dealers. So we sell detectors from every brand in the industry. So, if you're coming to an event, your machine breaks or you want to upgrade, you can always come talk to us. We'll take your machine on trade towards a new machine, or we'll sell you a new machine if you want to keep your old one as a backup. And we sell everything from, the bottom line bounty hunters to, a GPZ 7,000, if there's such thing. I mean, whatever you'd like to spend on a machine, we can put you in that. You asked
test it out. It'll be there. You can hold it.
Yep. You asked if there was anything else. So before we started talking about this, I've been thinking about it the whole time. You said you asked, what was one of the best finds that I have seen from Digstock? Yes. Now, there's two that pop into my mind, and I can't pick from either one of them because both of them mean a lot to me personally. One was we were at the North Carolina event, the first one, the mini, and me and Bo and Peter were standing there talking, and this mom and her son came up, and her son was 13 years old maybe, and he was using a Radio Shack, just 1999 special. And he said, I've always wanted to dig a Civil War relic. I've never dug a Civil War relic. And Bo sat there and he said, well, keep on at it. One day you'll find something. And I had a mini ball in my pocket, and I tried to give him the mini ball. And he said, I want to find my own. And I said, I respect that, little man. And so Bo gave him some words of wisdom, and they walk across the street. They walk down the gravel path, jump the ditch, go into the field. He turns his machine on, and he comes running back up there, and he dug his first ever General Service Eagle button right there. And not 10 minutes after we just got done talking. And just the smile on his face was just meant the world to me. There was nothing else that could top it from that event. And there was also the second one is there was a gentleman that is a military veteran. I cannot remember the branch of military that he served in. And I won't mention his name on here, in case he doesn't want me to, but he's an old elderly gentleman. He had some walking disabilities. He, couldn't walk very far before he had to sit down, and he dug a cuff size CSA button, Confederate button. And by him being a vet and him digging that CSA cuff, that just toppled that event altogether. So those are my two most memorable finds, from a Digstock event.
Wow, that's amazing. And that one with you just never know. It doesn't matter what machine you're using. Persistence.
No, you never know.
Because I know that, there are a lot of variables that come into play. I mean, with certain machines that will go deeper and have all these, better things and knowing what you're doing as well. But, man, that is epic. I love that story.
I tell you, detecting is, realistically, it's 70% luck and 30% skill. And, when I first got started in this, I was one of those that I had to have the biggest and best machine. I'd get on the internet and I'd see all these people using, I don't even know what was around back then. I'd see people using a white DFX, and I'm like, oh my God, I got to have one of those. People are finding stuff with it, and I would buy it and then I would not find anything. And I still have a friend. His name is Adam Palmer. He's probably my oldest friend. We've known each other for almost 30 years, and we used to hunt together a lot. And he had a White's Prism 2. That's all he had. He knew it up and down like the back of his hand. And everywhere we would go, he would spank our ass with that White's Prism 2.
Right. Yeah, and it's just
about
really
knowing your machine.
It is all about luck, and it's all about learning your machine. I don't care what machine you're using, know it frontwards and backwards, and you can beat out the best. So we had a few more questions in chat. One was meet and greet for, let me see if I can find it again.
The meet and greet at Digstock in October? Is that the question?
I think so. It doesn't specify, but meet and greet, yeah, at Digstock.
Well, I'll just touch on both of them. How about that?
Perfect.
So the meet and greet for October, our plan is to open the doors around 12 o'clock lunchtime to let people start getting registered and checked in and entering raffles and all that. The actual meeting where we talk about the rules and answer any questions and the EMS and all that stuff, we're shooting for around 2:30, 3 o'clock that afternoon of the 28th. For the March event, we're going to open the gates around 10 a.m. on the 9th, all-day pre-hunt meeting. I mean, there's going to be a lot to do, so I promise you're not going to get bored. And then we'll probably have the pre-hunt meeting for that one around 4:30 or 5, right before it gets dark, and then let everybody go do the nighttime seated hunt, and then everybody goes back to their hotel rooms to get ready for the next day.
Fantastic. There was one other question, too, about the gold panning you had brought up. Will all the tools to do the gold panning be there, or should people bring their gold panning tools?
Yep, so GPAA and LDMA will be the exclusive sponsors for the gold panning portion of that event. They will be providing the gold pans for people to pan if they like to. If people want to bring their own, if they have a certain pan that they'd rather use, that they like more than the other, they're more than welcome to bring their own.
Awesome.
Yeah, we got a lot of sponsors too.
I think we had another question. They wanted you to explain more about the costume contest and let's see, that to sign in on Friday from a certain time to a certain time.
No. So basically we just ask that, if you want to dress up, keep it family friendly. I'm doing air quotations here. There will be kids there, so we don't want to scare anybody away in horror or other ways. It's basically going to be, as soon as we open the gates and we get you checked in, anybody that's dressed up, we'll put you in a line. We'll let some people that are not owners of the event, pick like the top 10 or the top 5. And then we'll let the guests, the participants pick, the top 3 winners. And it'll just be for that afternoon of the pre-hunt meeting. Now, if you want to dress up and go detecting the rest of the weekend, I mean, that's up to you. End of October in New York, upstate New York, it's going to be chilly, so it probably wouldn't hurt. I am coming dressed up. I might just wear mine the whole time because I think it look kind of cool riding down the road on a four-wheeler with my cape flapping, but we'll see.
Yes, do it. That would be great.
That's too funny.
Hey, Matt. Did we want to touch any on? Did we bring up Silvertown?
I did not. Maybe I should touch on them. So we have Silvertown has come on as a sponsor of our March event. Now, Silvertown makes the silver bullion rounds. A lot of you may have bought their prospector coin that they came out with a long time. It was just silver 1 ounce round, had a gold panner on the front of it. Well, this year they have come out with the coin called Treasure Hunter, and it's a proof coin. It's 1 ounce of silver. We're actually doing a contest on Digstock Talk, giving away 2 ounces of those silver rounds now. So be sure to check out that video. But they've come out with a treasure hunter coin. It has a scuba diver, a gold panner, and a metal detectorist on it. And those coins are available on their website for sale at Silvertown. But they have graciously given us 20 of those coins with a limited run of Digstock Events casted onto the back of the coin. So there is actually a Digstock 1 ounce silver round that Silvertown gave us. And those coins we will be giving away between October and March.
Yep.
Wow. That is super special. I love that.
Somebody just asked, I just saw it pop up there, talking about Bobby Ricketts. Bobby Ricketts is making another knife. As far as I know, he's making another Bowie knife like he made last year. It is a exact replica of a Confederate Bowie knife.
Wow.
We will be, we're going to be doing a special raffle coming very soon. We're going to release the tickets for sale on our website. What we're going to do is we're going to sell tickets for a raffle for Bobby's knife, and I have a 1863 Confederate humpback rifle. It is shootable. It's an exact reproduction. It's made by Dixie Gunworks. We will be basically raffling off that rifle and the Confederate Bowie knife from, basically now until the March event. And the total proceeds will go to the Wounded Warrior Foundation and one called, it's called Chutes and Ladders. I think it's a foundation for firefighters for families of firefighters that failed during 9/11. So any money that's raised for that Bowie knife and that rifle for the next 8 months, 50% of the proceeds will go to one foundation. The other 50% of the proceeds will go to the other foundation.
Very cool. That is awesome. Yeah, I saw that knife. I think it was the one in North Carolina. Boy, that was beautiful.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, y'all, it sounds like y'all have got amazing big things planned, and it's going to be epic. And I think we should go ahead and give away that ticket now. I think we had one more new person in chat. We want to give them a chance. We're going to be about to give away a Digstock ticket to one of the events. And if you've already purchased a ticket, you can carry it over to one of the future events. But if you want to be in this drawing that we're about to do for a Digstock ticket, Digstock event ticket, go ahead and drop a comment now in the comment section. And Amanda is going to add you, and then I'm going to draw a number, and we're going to pick a winner.
So, Gypsy, what did you think about my little blooper reel I put out for you and Bo?
Oh my gosh! I laughed so hard. Oh, that was so funny. If y'all haven't seen it, I think I shared it on my Facebook page or my personal Gypsy Jules page. If you haven't seen it, I think it's on the Digstock, y'all's Digstock Facebook group. Is it also on YouTube? No.
It's on TikTok.
Is it? Oh my gosh. Oh goodness. I'll have to, I don't know if I've seen, is it a shorter one?
No, it's the same one. Bo actually saw it on TikTok, and he called me.
I like the way y'all like his, y'all do his eye when he's tilting his head.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I laughed so hard. That was so funny. So y'all be sure and check that funny video out if you haven't. I'll try to share it again, or feel free to share it on my page again, Matt, and also y'all share it in my Zero Discrimination group page as well. All right, without further ado, I think we're about to draw. We ready?
Yep, I added Charlie and Jason North. I just added both of them. They came in, so if you don't want to, pass it along if you end up winning. So we have, let's see, it looks like 23 people have entered who are in chat at this moment in time.
All right. So I need to type in 23. Let me hop on over here real quick. 1, 2, 23.
Now, real quick, if you guys, whoever wins the ticket, if you will email me, info, at digstockevents.com. I'll need your full name, like it is on your driver's license, not your nickname that your buddies know you by. I need your mailing address, your phone number, and your email. Your email is the most important because that's how you get the maps of the site. Email me at that email address, info. I'll put it in the chat right now, info@digstockevents.com. And then I will email you a waiver that you'll have to sign, and then we'll get you good to go. We'll get you on the roster.
All right. So they've got a link in chat, info@digstockevents.com. Drum roll. You ready? I got it. I got the number. I have no clue. It's only Amanda knows. So number 15 is our lucky winner.
And it's Miss Emily.
Oh, Emily. Woo. Woo.
Congratulations.
Wow. She is one lucky girl.
Congratulations.
Now, for those of you that don't know Emily, Emily is probably our youngest one in chat from Little Dirt Diggers.
Okay.
And how old are you now, Emily? 14? 12? I'm totally probably botching. I apologize. How old are you, Emily?
I think she's blown away.
She's in shock right now.
She's running around out screaming right now.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
11 years old. Wow.
Wow.
Nice.
And Emily, hopefully your wrist is all healed up and you're back to, I think you said you were going out detecting this past weekend, so amazing. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Wow.
And thank you, Matt, and thank you, Thomas, for, giving everyone the opportunity to win a ticket to one of your awesome events.
Oh, yeah, we look forward to seeing everybody there.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Wow. Let's see. Congratulations, Emily, and thanks again, guys. We are a little over time, so I guess we should probably say goodnight. But y'all be sure, again, share the episode with everyone, spread the word about these events, and we look forward to our next time with you on the Treasure Vortex. So you all have a wonderful night, and remember, just dig it.
Good night, everyone.
Night.
Good night. Take care.
Good night, all.